Good evening, Patriots. I'm just going to invite a few people. Okay. So, my name's Dan Dubois. I'm the National President for Canadian Combat Coalition, and we're also known as C3. So, just wanted to come on, do a short rant this evening, let you know what we're up to. Sorry. I'm just going to fix a few things here. Okay. So, first of all, old stock Canadian here. And I guess that's what we've been labeled by Justin Trudeau as old stock Canadians. I guess people, I'm in my 50s, my late 50s, so I think I qualify as a old stock Canadian. It's hilarious. Funny thing about being an old stock Canadian is that we've become the enemy. We've become the enemy to this government, it seems, because they don't believe in things that we believe in and things that we've implemented in this country. Certain ideologies such as respect for women, respect for human life, understanding borders, and establishing all the morals, values, and scruples that Canadians live by day. Let's not forget that these old stock Canadians, many of them fought for these borders and fought for our freedoms. And these are two things that this government is totally trashing, is our borders and our freedoms. We're losing our freedom of speech, and our borders have been totally compromised, actually asking immigrants to cross the borders, even illegally. Trudeau welcomes them. Here's a government that's over $1 trillion in debt that seems to fund all these other countries that some of them don't even like us. But when Canadians ask for funds, the answer is no. We've got illegal immigrants living in 5-star hotels in Toronto, literally trashing them, by the way, while Canadians are freezing to death on the streets. And this has happened not once, but many times. Many people, some of them veterans and many of them elderly, and some with mental issues, have frozen to death in the streets of Toronto and Northern Ontario, while Trudeau government does nothing, the Toronto mayor does nothing, and allowing this to happen while they show complete favoritism to these immigrants, and some of them illegally here, getting first-class privileges, getting things like a dental plan and health care card, things that I don't even have, things that I'm actually paying for these people, but I don't have it. I have to pay for my own dental care and what have you, while these illegal immigrants get free dental care and free housing and free medical plan and what have you. So it's quite obvious that the government has targeted Canadians as the enemy with our low pensions, veterans fighting to try to get a little bit more in their pensions and being totally refused, Trudeau saying that veterans are asking for too much, while people that have not contributed a dime to this country or to our infrastructure or to our industry are walking into this country and getting more than the Canadians that have contributed to this country. Is that fair? What's happened to this government where a government is actually showing favoritism to minorities, to illegals, and to immigrants rather than its own citizens? The people that are funding these immigrants coming to Canada. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with immigration. but you have to come through the front door. You have to be properly vetted, and you have to come to this country to be a contributing member of our society. Now, another thing I really don't like is that our government bends over backwards for these minorities. I thought majority ruled. Since when do minorities rule? But that's what's going on. And I'm going to use as an example the Sikhs not having to wear helmets riding motorcycles because of a religious belief and their turban. Because of this, they don't have to wear a helmet. And they're a minority. So they've got special privileges in a country that they're not even native to, some of them. So is that fair that our government is bending over backwards for minorities? I say this. You came to this country of your own free will. You knew the rules and regulations in this country, and still you came here. Now, if you came here to try to impose your way of life on us, you should have just stayed home. Fact of the matter is immigrants, I thought, came to this country to embrace our way of life. And if you came here to embrace our way of life, you must follow our rules. We are the hosts. You are the guests. So enough with a government that bends over backwards, showing favoritism to minorities and to immigrants coming to this country. Another thing I don't like is that immigrants now get 5-year tax-free. Don't have to pay income tax for 5 years when they come to this country. Fact of the matter is, the immigrants that are legally coming to this country and can afford to come to this country don't need a tax break. Who needs a tax break? Canadians need a tax break. Middle class needs a tax break. The poor, Trudeau says, pay no taxes, but what we consider poor in this country is basically not even a living wage. It's below poor. So we ask our government to start funding the veterans and our pensions as we get older. But no, they invest our pensions in some frivolous deals abroad that may even lose us all these monies. Then what? We'll wind up without a pension. So I'm tired of seeing a country that's in debt fund other countries. And I loved Trump's address last night, where he makes it quite clear that he understands the importance of borders. And he wants to enforce his borders. And now we're off the economic table as far as Trump is concerned. They don't even want to deal with us anymore. We're being put on the back burner like some third world country of no importance. Why? Because of our terrible, terrible, corrupt government. Simple answer. It's exactly what it is. So, if you don't think that we're the enemy, why are Canadians not getting compensated for hardships like people stuck on the streets and our veterans living on a substandard, it's not a wage, but a pension? When I see our government start arresting corrupt government officials, when I see our government start giving money to Canadians, then I'll endorse that government. So Trudeau also promised $114 million to the provinces to help house immigrants. How much money would it cost to house our people on the streets? A fraction of that. Again, Trudeau puts money towards immigrants, but forsakes Canadians and uses Canadians' funds to do it. And talking about diversity, Trudeau always speaks that Canada is a diverse country. Well, if we're so diverse, why is our immigration not diverse? Why are most of our immigrants that he's bringing in and endorsing fully Somalian or Middle Eastern anyways? Why are most of our immigrants coming from these third world countries? And why would Trudeau sign away our sovereignty to the United Nations without referendum, without asking us if it was okay to accept all these immigrants? And fact of the matter is, polls have been taken, and the majority of us oppose mass immigration. I oppose mass immigration. I love to use the example of the First Nations. First Nations people, mass immigration didn't work out too well for them. They're now second-class citizens in their own country. They don't even have running water. While immigrants are living, and illegal immigrants at that, are living in plush hotel rooms in Toronto, our First Nations people don't even have drinking water, fresh water. One of the things we need to sustain life, one of the most important things in life, one of the things that me and you take for granted, are many of these reserves and many of our First Nations people don't even have drinking water. But Trudeau can spend millions and millions on immigrants. You know what illegal immigrants have cost us so far? It's in the billions. Our country is quickly becoming a third world country. Soon our economy is going to implode. Trudeau couldn't get us any NAFTA deals, so industry is leaving. We've got oil rotting out west. We've got oil being sold to the US at $10 a barrel, and the US turns around and sells it at $50 a barrel, laughing at us, making a healthy profit off of our natural resource. Pipeline would have helped that, but no, Trudeau opposed that. And to those that oppose a pipeline, the oil gets across the country, and it gets across the country now by train and by truck. And if you don't think that's a dangerous method of transporting oil, think again. As much as people hate pipelines, pipeline would have been prosperous for the country and is the safest way to transport oil long distances. So another thing just recently, a recent event, is I guess Trudeau fired his own Attorney General. His own Attorney General. Fires his own Attorney General. Why? Because she doesn't want to go along with his demands. She doesn't want to follow his agenda. So like the dictator that he is, he just fires her. I like that Scheer called him out on it. I like that Scheer wants some transparency and he wants Trudeau investigated on this matter. But this just shows you how corrupt this Justin Trudeau is. Behaves like a dictator, does whatever he wants, imposes higher taxes to the middle class, is ruining our economy, and is bringing in mass immigration that's going to hurt us. Fact of the matter is that when a host culture brings in mass immigration, that host culture becomes diluted. And through the dilution of that host culture, you lose your morals, you lose your values, you lose your way of life, you lose your culture. I don't have a problem with other cultures coming into Canada and keeping their culture. What I do have a problem with is other cultures coming into Canada and trying to impose their culture on us. I say it again, we're the host, you're the guest. You came here of your own free will. You knew the deal when you came into Canada. You knew the laws and how we live, and still you came. So if you're not willing to conform to those laws, those rules, those values, then you should have stayed home or go back home. I hear Somalia actually is going to be working hard at getting their immigrants back into their country. These immigrants were only supposed to come here as a and especially those that are claiming refugee status, were only supposed to come here on a temporary basis. Refugee status means that you're here so that we can help you in interim. When your country gains control, you're to go back to your country and start rebuilding it. And the fact of the matter is, and correct me if I'm wrong, but most of these immigrants are young, strong men. These are the people needed in their countries to rebuild those countries, to protect the women in those countries. It should have been women and children that we saw as mass immigrants into the country, but no, what we've seen is young, strong, abled men. The people that should have actually stayed behind and fought for their country and helped rebuild their country. Those are the ones that fled their country and came here looking for refugee status. I oppose that. I don't think it's right. I also think that our government should start looking at sending them back. Your country's back in shape, turmoil is over, you go back. Coming from the United States, you can't claim refugee status. The United States is not at war. Your life is not at risk. You are not a refugee. You are an illegal immigrant, period. So we have to start with what's called the RIC. It's the referendum initiated by citizens. The RIC is the citizens taking back our country. It's citizens electing their own government by citizens for the citizens. So we start with the RIC. Once we implement this, all the other little things, immigration, carbon tax, the M103, the list goes on and on. All the terrible things that this Trudeau government has imposed on us or is trying to impose on us, C-75, C-61, all these terrible new laws can then all be rescinded. But it's not about all the separate issues. For now, it's about implementing the RIC. Then everything else will fall into place. So I'd like to invite everybody to join the convoy that's going to Ottawa, going to be arriving in Ottawa the 19th of February this month, in a little over a week. They're leaving Alberta on the 14th. We from Sudbury and North Bay and C3 members from out west and what have you, we're joining the convoy. So we're going to be in Ottawa on the 19th, joining this great movement. So we encourage everybody to get in your car, and if you can't, to help fund this, go to the GoFundMes and donate some money to help these truckers make it across Canada. Also, after that, the next big event is July 20th, Capitol Hill, Ottawa, from around 2 o'clock till 7 o'clock, we're hoping. C3 hosts Canadians for Canada Rally number 2. And this year, folks, promises to be what we were hoping for last year. Many more have confirmed attending the rally. Many more are aware that it's happening. And I'm telling you, people, we have some awesome speakers. Some aren't confirmed. Some will blow your minds if we can actually get them. And for example, we do have one guy confirmed, and that's Doug Force. And Doug Force is the guy that's actually making the movie. It's called The Myth is Canada. You might have heard about this. This guy is a movie maker. He's making the movie The Myth is Canada. It's going to reveal exactly what's going on in Canada, how our government isn't really a government, isn't really in power. This is going to be an awesome movie, and he has confirmed as being one of our awesome speakers. And fact of the matter is, he's never spoken in public before. He's only just started public speaking on his movie that he's making, and he has confirmed to be there July 20th as one of our speakers. So this is the caliber of speakers that we are trying to get for this rally. If you miss this rally, you're going to miss a really historical event, in my opinion. Just like this convoy, this truck convoy, I believe is going to be a historical event. So don't sit on the sidelines anymore. Stop watching what's going on and start joining in. and become what I like to call part of the visible opposition to what this government has been doing to us. So I just want to go through some of the comments. I like to do this. I just started doing this not long ago. And some people have some really interesting comments. And some people have some questions. And another thing, while I'm on the topic of questions, I get so many PMs, people. I get so many of you PMing me. Some of you almost daily. I cannot answer all these PMs, okay? I wish I could, but I cannot answer all these PMs. So I try to get to those that I can. I try to answer those that are important. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a list of the questions that you're asking me through private messenger. And then once in a while, when I make a video, I'll address those questions. That way it'll answer numerous people all at the same time, and it'll be easier for everyone. So, hey, Peter, how's it going? Hi, Mary Louise Trudell. William Evans, how's it going, man? Billy Mike, he's an old stock. I'm old stock and Trudeau can get bent. I concur. I concur. Hi, Mary Forrest, how you been? I love your hat. Love the new hat. Love the new post. The new profile pic, actually. Okay. Oh, there's, yeah. So, yeah, we been giving away free gear for every $100 that we collect on our GoFundMe page. And it's at the top of our page. And, yeah, the event also, our Canadians Rally number 2, Canadians for Canada Rally number 2. That's on top of our page under event. Just press on event and it'll pop up. And I'd love for you guys to share that event so that it'll help us get more people to the rally. So we've given away actually our second, Gary Knowles, I think is his name. He's the guy that won the second giveaway from C3. And it's your choice. It's either a hat like this, or a toque, or a hat with the soft front. You know, some people like the soft front hat. It's more of a curved hat. Fits your head better. Well, depends how your head's shaped. Roger Rowan needs a big hat like this. And while I'm on Roger Rowan's name and topic, Roger has been totally deleted off Facebook. Yeah, it seems like Facebook has totally deleted his account. He's gone. He can't comment on Facebook whatsoever. I mean, he can't watch Facebook and he can't even talk on private messenger. So if you're trying to reach Roger Rowan, he's incommunicado for the time being. So hang tough. He's going to put a new profile together, and when we find out that it's up and running and what he's called it, if he's using his name or an alias or whatever, we'll let you know and you'll be able to get back in touch with Roger Rowan. Yeah, Mary Louise Trudell, you're absolutely right when you say this whole de facto system of government has to go, and that's what they are. That's why we're talking about the referendum initiated by citizens, the RIC, is that this government is just a de facto government. They're not really government. And it's time for us, the citizens, to take hold of our country before these elite and globalists totally ruin it. So Jay Fry says, good evening, C3 and Shared from Nova Scotia. Way to go, Jay. Thank you very much, my friend. Mark West, hello. He's from Hinton. He's the Hinton captain, actually, Mark West. And while we're on that topic, it's good to see that I go through these comments. Alberta feels they're being neglected. We don't talk about Alberta enough. And you know what? The fact of the matter is, our Alberta chapter is rocking. Cameron Schrag, guys like Mark West, and the other guys not on. But there's a few members out there, Cho Lay, James Neufeld. These are Ricky Wright. You know, there's quite a few of them out there, actually. And those are the people that you reach out to if you want to join C3 and Alberta. So C3 Alberta is really rocking. They're doing great things. They're attending many rallies. They're backing up the Yellow Vest events. Cameron Schrag is the president. Oh, Duke got a hold of an empty water bottle. And Duke just loves empty water bottles. Hey, Duke? And he chews on them. You hear that? That's Duke. Duke. Let me take your bottle away just for a minute. Okay? And you can have your bottle back in 1 minute, dude. All right, my boy. So, anyways, Alberta is recruiting. They're looking for more members. I've actually sent a little bit of swag out there. So you're going to see them in uniform soon. And, really, if you're in Alberta, I know there's many people that are wide awake in Alberta. Join C3 Alberta. I'm going to be there along with a few other members, C3 members from Ontario. East meets West, as we have a meet and greet on March 29th, 30th, and 31st. We're going to be going out there for 3 days. Dubois is hosting a big event out there, a 3-day event, as well as many other groups. Soldiers of Odin, the Wolves of Odin are going to be there. So we're, of course, in alliance with all these groups. So we're going to show up there because, for one thing, I want to meet these awesome new members in Alberta and show them some support from the East and help promote the Canadian Combat Coalition C3 members in Alberta, because they need your help. Like us, we need your help to help you. And that's what it's about. So watch out for our GoFundMe page. Please come to our event July 20th in Ottawa, Parliament Hill, from 2 to 7 p.m. It promises to be a great event with great speakers like Doug Force that's going to be there. The movie director, actually, I think he wrote it, he's writing it and everything. The Myth is Canada, speaking about the de facto government. So we hope to see, I'm hoping to meet more patriots on February 19th in Ottawa and July 20th. And yeah, Diana Bissett, that's our C3 president for New Brunswick. She says Canadians first, and I totally agree with that. Peter Cedar, they come over from their country and they have a farmhouse back in their country. Yeah, of course. They're not... The people that come here that are legally immigrating to Canada aren't poor. They definitely don't need a tax break, Gary Gilbert, on one hand, Trudeau states we don't need old stock Canadians. Yeah. On the other hand, he demands those same old stock Canadians continue funding his pet projects. Funny that. You're a smart guy, Gary. Gary's a smart guy. A wise guy, that dude. I'll tell you, Gary, that very well said. That's absolutely right. Yeah. He wants to replace us, but he sure needs our money. Yeah. Simple answer, Dan, because we don't demand it anymore. Yeah, well, we're going to change that, right? We're going to change that, Gary. Somalians signed our sovereignty away. How fucked up is that? Yeah, John? Pardon me for swearing, but yeah, John's absolutely right. Yeah. Gina! Hi, Gina. Long time no see. How you been, girl? I'm happy to see you're back on your feet and feeling well. Unless the brainless morons, treacherous Canadians realize the fact that politicians are hell-bent on destroying their country, and they do something about it. What a few of us will do, but keep up the good work of waking people in realization of what they face and their future generation face. Exactly right. Very well said, Gina. And I hope to see you again on July 20th. Gina was one of the speakers last year at our July 14th and 15th event last summer. Mark West, keep up the great work, the good work. Thank you very much, Mark. You as well, my friend. You're doing great out there. You guys keep recruiting, keep building that Alberta chapter. Pipelines is what has enabled the Middle Eastern countries so powerful. Yep, you're absolutely right. Like it or not, it's part of the economy. It's part of the infrastructure. It's part of our wealth if we're to grow it and not, stifle it. Trudeau or other politicians do not want Canada to be self-sufficient anyway, so they keep bringing the enemies to control Canada. Again, that's very well said, Gina. Hi, Rhonda. Trudeau's the biggest enemy to Canada we've ever had in office. Yeah, Mark West, I concur with that. And I think his legacy is that he's going to go down as one of the most hated, one of the most corrupt, and one of the biggest detriments this country's ever seen. Yeah. Hi, Jamie Bravo. He agrees. Thank you, Jamie. Darren Wright, I can't agree with you guys more. I suffered a stroke. Oh, geez, sorry to hear that, bud. 1 year ago, after suffering my stroke, I ended up on disability. I'm a single father that owned his own business before having a stroke. Oh, wow. Well, when I put the thing, it really opened it up there. Hang on, I want to read this. I'm a single father that owned his own business before having a stroke. Paid my taxes. I have to live on $200 a month as a single father. It ain't easy to own a easy. The town I live in has some of these border jumpers and legal immigrants who have come over here legitimately living either in their houses or renting rooms in buildings. To them, illegal immigrant receives 5 times more than I get on disability. I don't understand that you can explain that, or maybe get Trudeau to, but he might tiptoe around it. Tiptoe around it. He's totally blatant about it. He says, you're Canadian, too bad for you. You worked for this country, too bad for you. Thank you for your money, and I'm going to give it away to whoever the hell I want, and it ain't going to be to you or your brothers or sisters. He's made it quite apparent that we've become the enemy, that we're only the funders of his, like Gary Gilbert says, his little pet projects. It's all about Trudeau trying to get a seat on that corrupt United Nations, I believe. I honestly believe he wants to get in the United Nations, that son of a gun, and he'll sell out his own country to do it. He'd sell out his mother. Okay. Canadian Combat Coalition. Hi, everyone. Thanks for watching and sharing. The Canadian Combat Coalition, standing on guard for thee. Yeah, if you read our mission statement, and it's up there under About, you should read our mission statement. It's awesome mission statement. One night I'm going to just read the mission statement again so that people don't like to read stuff. I understand that. So I'm going to read the mission statement again one day. We'll just do a video on just the mission statement so that some of you can share it. Because I'll tell you, our mission statement's bulletproof. It's one of the best mission statements out there, I believe, not just because I wrote it, but because I had a lot of input by a lot of awesome members. It was a collaboration of a few of us. And we dotted all our I's, we crossed all our T's. I'm very proud of our mission statement, and it's helped us recruit many, many people. And to the Alberta guys that are looking to recruit guys, use that mission statement. Read that mission statement to people. I swear to God, it's a beautiful mission statement, and people endorse it, and it helps us gain more members. Gina says it's always nice to see patriots like you, Dan, continuing to fight for Canada. You know, I'll tell you, Gina, I don't know how long I'm going to keep doing it. I have put a deadline on it pretty well. Can't do this for the rest of my life. But C3 will continue. That's for a fact. I've got some awesome people behind me. I've got awesome members. Truly dedicated people. Like, let's remember, folks, that all these C3 members that do all this stuff, attend rallies, and they're all doing it on their own dime. They do it spend their own time on their own dime. And don't tell me, it's because they got nothing better to do, because I'll tell you, every single one of those members I've talked to, every single event they've attended, always said, well, I could have been doing this, or I could have been doing that. But they felt that trying to get the awareness out there and trying to be part of the visible opposition, showing this government that our movement is growing, like the Yellow Vests. We strongly endorse that event. C3's been endorsing that event and that movement from coast to coast. All our members go to the Yellow Vest events. It's about trying to maintain a better future for our children. Diana Bissett is a grandmother. I'm a grandfather. We have little ones to worry about. And there's patriots out there that I've met have no kids. Awesome people. Ron Banerjee has no kids, but I'll tell you, that guy's got more heart and is the hardest working patriot out there, and peeves me off that people disrespect him, because fact is, the guy's rough around the edges. You want to talk rough around your edges? Duke's rough around the edges, but one hell of a respected patriot. And Duke is going to be hosting our rally July 20th, by the way. And Duke is out there sending out videos, and really, he's the guy that got us Doug Force. He's trying to get us some other awesome speakers. The guy's connected to some great, great patriots. So it's going to be a great event with a great guy like Duke actually hosting the event. I'm going to do my speech. I'll probably open the event and I'll probably close the event. But, you know, I'm going to be out there shaking hands and meeting patriots and hopefully making some new members and making new friends. That's last year I hosted the event and it kept me busy, and many said, geez, I wish I would have had time to talk to you. And, well, this year you're going to have time to talk to me, because the majority of the event I'm going to be out there, you know, talking to patriots. I want to go amongst the crowd and I want to meet all you people. I want to shake all your hands. You know, I've got so many people PMing me, so many people supporting me, and so many people that I've really meant to meet. And I just, even last year in Ottawa, many told me, geez, I was there and I waved at you. And, you know, I would have liked to have gone out there and shake your hand. You're a patriot. I want to meet you people. I want to shake your hand. You guys are the people that are helping us bring the awareness and maybe oust this corrupt government out of office. So, okay, I don't want to keep you guys too long. I don't want to keep you. Rhonda Kane, he's doing this on purpose to bankrupt Canada. Rhonda, I believe that. Now, you want to hear another thing I believe? I think that Trudeau is provoking Canadians because he'd like to see some kind of war erupt, some kind of violence. That's why we can't ever do that. We can't go, I mean, push comes to shove, if we're attacked, you got to defend. That's a whole different story. But we don't want to be the instigators, and we don't want to be those to commence war. Fact is if we start being violent at the rallies and at these yellow vests and all these events, if we start showing any violent tendencies, Trudeau will declare what's called civil unrest. If Trudeau calls civil unrest, he gets to implement martial law. Then the elections are postponed. And until resolve comes to the country and civil unrest is no longer, Trudeau gets to remain in office. So I honestly think that he's provoking Canadians. He'd love to see us start fighting on the streets, because he's just going to pull the pin and say, hey, I'm staying in as Prime Minister, and it's martial law. I'm taking guns away from everybody. Things would just get from bad to worse, I believe. So we got to keep it peaceful. You know, nothing wrong with being part of the visible opposition, mind you, but you have to keep it peaceful. You're attacked, you got to defend, but that's a whole other story. We're not there, and I hope we never get there. Peaceful resolve is what we need. John Barasa, look at John. He's back on Facebook, the guy. Yeah. He was going to become our Prime Minister there, Johnny. He was going to run in office and everything, and then something happened and decided, nah, the hell with that. I just want to be a patriot, came back to Facebook. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Yeah, it's a good thing that you guys are mentioning this stuff. We need 45 more subscribers for our customer URL. Thank you. Can you believe that? Only 45 more subscribers. So you go to YouTube, you type in Canadian Combat Coalition National, and bang, there it is. You're on our YouTube channel, and you hit that subscribe button. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel and talk about it to your friends. All these videos are on there. You know, so what's nice about it, you can just skim through the boring parts there, because I know I can get pretty drawn out. Monica Kavanaugh. Hi, Monica. Your hoodie is ordered and I'm picking it up Saturday. You should get your stuff by the end of next week. Monica won. She was our first winner of free swag. She chose to take a hat just like this here. And then she said, geez, you know what? Your hoodies are so nice. Make me a hoodie as well and send me a hoodie. So Monica, that makes you an official member because you're wearing official C3 swag, and that's what makes you an official member. So you watch out. Soon you'll be brought into our chat rooms, and you're privy to our private chats being an official member. And that's how you become an official member, is you have to buy either the hoodie or the t-shirt like I'm wearing now, so that when you go to events, Yellow Vest or what have you, you can wear your C3 stuff and promote the group. And that makes you a member. Promoting the group makes you a member of the group. Yeah, so Dun Ryan McLean's congratulating you, Monica, on winning the hat. John Bressa, how that just happened. John's a funny guy. You know, I'm going to bring John on live with me one night there. He said he wasn't crazy about coming live, but John's an awesome guy. Canada deserves to meet John. So, John, one of these nights, I'm bringing you on. And Barry, I hope you're feeling better, because we need to do a live as well there. You've got a couple of rants to get out, you were telling me. So maybe this weekend, Barry, I know you were sick there. You missed, we were going to do 2 videos, me and Barry, and we couldn't do them because you got sick. So hopefully you're feeling better. And Barry, by the way, is our BC president for Canadian Combat Coalition. So you want to join C3 in BC, you reach out to Barry. Barry will hook you up with me. We send you out swag and you're in. Simple as that. Yes, Monica, I was just saying you bought a sweater as well. It's a hoodie, actually. They're really nice. You're going to love it. Nice and warm. You're only going to get to wear it evenings, I guess, in BC. Lucky girl. You guys don't get the cold that we get out here. Here, we wear the hoodie with the hood on top and everything. Yeah, so Monica, like I said, won our first giveaway hat, and she ordered a hoodie. And like I was saying to everybody, Monica, that makes you an official C3 member when you buy an official C3 t-shirt or hoodie. So I'll be bringing you into our C3 chats, and soon you guys are gonna have your own chat in BC there. So Barry Prince is your president. And you guys ever decide to attend events together, you'll have your swag on and you'll be members. Awesome. Yes, July 20th, Parliament Hill, Canadians for Canada, Rally 2. Billy Mike, here's the link to the GoFundMe for the convoy. Oh, thanks a lot, Billy. Awesome that you did that. Okay, so there, I spoke about the GoFundMe for the convoy. Billy Mike just put the link on under this video, so you'll be able to go there and help donate some money to that convoy. Yeah. So, Barry Prince. Ron DeCane. I was researching and come across this man, Douglas Force. He's making a documentary called The Myth of Canada. He said, Rhonda, Doug is going to be speaking at our rally July 20th in Ottawa. Thanks to Duke Willis, Duke was able to recruit Doug, and Doug has confirmed that he will be speaking at our rally July 20th in Ottawa. And it's the first time that he speaks publicly too, by the way. And he's pretty excited to do so, from what I'm told. So thanks again to Duke Willis for getting this awesome speaker. And we got some more coming. We got some more awesome speakers like this that we're working on. Mike Traherne, brother. Someone can make him a page. Electoral reform has been brought up with Jason Kenney in Alberta. And he said he would, but he won't. Okay. All right. Thanks again, everyone. Got lots of work to do. Awesome. So, Mike Traherne again, and I've mentioned this lots before. Alberta is standing alone. Yeah, it's sad, but true. Poor Barry's been sick for 7 days, just starting to feel normal again. Well, hopefully you feel good by the weekend, Barry, and maybe we can do a video together. Please keep sharing our posts. Much love from Canadian Combat Coalition. That's awesome. John Bourassa, Alberta has become such whiners since Trudeau started getting so intimate with their behinds. That's not nice, John. Fact of the matter is, you know what? I have to say that Alberta has real good reason to whine. I beg that they stop the separating narrative. I believe in unity in this country. I believe that the provinces should stay united. But with that said, Alberta is getting ripped off. Alberta is wider awake than anywhere else in Canada. Alberta does deserve to get what's rightfully coming to them. And it's not by dividing that they should get that, but they got to keep the pressure on Trudeau, because fact is the squeaky wheel gets the grease. So Alberta is getting ripped off. Alberta, they're losing jobs like crazy. Trudeau has totally forsaken them. I feel for Alberta as a province, and I feel for its residents because they are suffering. So with that said, we can't, it's the whining that is going to bring attention. So we have to keep, to me, whining is music to my ears. Just keep the pressure on this government. Everybody just keep complaining and criticizing them. And it grows. People hear us crying and complaining and whining. And geez, really? This government's that bad? They're doing this, they're doing that. Oh my God, I didn't know. And the awareness is growing. Every little bit helps. Every person that's out there making videos, whether you like them or not, whether people, they're not saying anything, it's just their show's bull crap, whatever. If they've got a following, if that following is sharing the movement agenda, if they're talking about the yellow vest, if they're talking about all the issues in Canada, that's moving in the right direction. That's awareness. It's just that we got to keep sharing the videos and stuff like that, so that sometimes they reach people. That I met a guy the other day at work, says, geez, I'm watching a video, big guy with a big beards on there, and I look, and up in the corner, holy geez, it's you. He says, I'm thinking I know that guy. So he starts listening to the video. He never listened to our videos before. He didn't even know I was in the C3 group. Actually, I think he knew I was in the C3 group, but he didn't know we did videos and exactly what we were about. Well, he started watching the video and he says, Jesus, pretty good what you guys were talking about. Made a lot of sense. And he starts following us now. And so he's going to share it to a bunch of people that didn't know what it was about. That's how the movement and the awareness grows. Good boy, Duke, Mike says. Way to go, Duke. Adding his 2 cents. Yeah. Duke is... he's doing awesome. He's doing okay. Doug's been around for years as well. Yeah, just like you, Mike. We know you've been around for years too. Yeah. Mike Traherne's been around, C3 member, out there, out west in Alberta. They're not fighting to get their country back because they have one being given them, thanks to Trudeau. Guy Millet, you're absolutely right. That's why they don't want to go home. That's why they're coming here. That's why they're not fighting for their country anymore. Alberta has not become a bunch of whiners. Mike, it's not whining. It's legitimate complaints. John, be nice to the Albertans. I got to go out there. You're going to get me beat up. I'll go out there and they're going to want to kick the crap out of me. No more illegal refugees. We have enough parasites in Canada already. Mark, I can't say that I disagree with that. You're absolutely right. Trudeau's definitely going down as our first ethically violated prime minister. Yeah, I would say. 200 a month, Barry Prince. Jesus Christ. John, I can't believe you said that. Mike, I can't believe John said that either. That John. You said that Alberta was whiners, John. I'm sure that's what he's talking about. You have to be politically correct, Johnny. Trudeau will not stop until he turn our lovely Canada into shithole like Cuba or Venezuela, and we better vote him out in our next election. Jamie Bravo, absolutely right. The man has to go. Yeah. The truth happens every day. Unfortunately, when you say too much truth, they cut you off. They throw you off of Facebook and stuff. Yeah, see, Mike is saying that there. See, John, you're getting shit for calling Alberta whiners. They're pissed off, John. If you were out there, you'd probably be doing the same. Yeah, okay. So, Chris Harold. I support C3, but I'm a yellow vest protester and best put my time in the protests. I know how much work it takes and how much money you spend on signs and even just the gas to get to the rallies. Yeah, actually, it's swag and it's we've got a couple banners. They were expensive. I had to buy a microphone. That was almost $200 there. I bought the better one. We've got a member that we'd like to. He went out, and that's Ed Jamnasik, went out and bought our loudspeaker system. We don't even have to be plugged in. We've got this awesome loudspeaker system. Ed Jamnasik went out of pocket and went and bought that. I'm hoping to buy that off of him once our C3 gets going. See, this is our GoFundMe page, gets going for C3. That's why we need these funds, to get equipment so that we can keep doing what we do and keep going to rallies. And, it is costly. It is what it is, unfortunately. Love your dedication, William Evans. Thank you very much, my friend. You know what? Like I say, my motivation is my kids and my grandkids. It's not as altruistic as I'd like it to be. I honestly fear for my, my fam jams future. I really do, especially the younger ones. Us, we might not see the worst of it, but the fact is, these younger ones, well, he's just harnessed. Trudeau's just saddled all our kids, our offspring, with a terrible debt. Would love to attend on February 19th, but just need more details. How we are to participate? Well, Gina, all we're doing is basically everybody's driving out there. Take your vehicle and join. It's a convoy. And that convoy is going right to Parliament Hill. The more vehicles that show up, the more we're going to paralyze Ottawa. And that's going to send a clear message to all the ministers and Parliament that citizens are uniting and that citizens are angry and that we're there on Parliament Hill, and some of these people have driven right across Canada to be part of a visible protest of, hey, look at us, we're here and we want change and we want this government to start looking after us. And it's the first step in actually implementing the referendum initiated by citizens. If we can grow to a point where a few million of us show up on Parliament Hill someday, well, then we do take over Parliament. It's ours. We fire the people that are there, and we start appointing people that we know that we can trust, real, regular Joe Lunchpail Canadian citizens. And we start addressing all the things we don't like that this past government did. And we start listening to the people to implement the things that we feel are good for this country. And we take it from there. We start anew. We start fresh. So it's just being part of the visible opposition. So driving to Ottawa and being there with your car and just being that one more vehicle in the brouhaha that I'm hoping is going to paralyze the city, speaks volumes. That's going to send a clear, and it's in the middle of the week, so it's going to send a clear message to Parliament and to the MPs, and maybe social media, not social media, but mainstream media will have to report on such an event. How can you ignore something like this? Mainstream media has to report on this. And if they don't, it's mud on their face. Just like if mainstream media doesn't report on our July 20th, when we've got awesome speakers like Doug Force and others that we're working on. I really hope we can get them because it's going to blow your minds if we can get all these people. Uh, you know, we're going to have, that's another thing I should mention. If you're an advocate out there, if you're a patriot out there, if you're a well-known patriot and you've got a following, like I'd like to get Frank Vaughan, in Ottawa. You know, he's another one that I think I'm going to send him a private message. I did last year, he didn't respond, but maybe this year he will. He's getting angrier. So, I'd like to see Maxime Bernier show up on July 20th. Maxim, you want the support from the movement, you want the support from the groups, you want support from the Yellow Vest, you want to endorse the Yellow Vest, show up at our July 20th rally. For sure we'll make time for you to speak. And I'll tell you, an endorsement of the Yellow Vest movement, Maxim, would do you some great favors. I'm telling you that. And the same goes for Andrew Scheer. You want to come July 20th, Andrew? You're more than welcome. I'd love to see Andrew Scheer and Maxime Bernier come to our July 20th rally, Canadians for Canada Rally 2 on Parliament Hill in Ottawa, July 20th from 2 to 7. I'm going to repeat it over and over because we got to start promoting this event. I'd love to see these guys there, So we're working on some really important, knowledgeable, leaders of the movement to speak at this event. So if you know of any, if you know anybody that, that can make it and that would like to speak at this event, get them to private message me. Or you private message me and make the liaison, make the contact for me to get a hold of these people. But let's make this a memorable event. Let's get some people there that people want to listen to and people will travel to go and see. So that's why it's important to get some really good speakers. Okay. John says you're going to love the hoodie. Yeah, because John got one. By the way, Monica, John got a C3 hoodie, and yeah, they're awesome. Okay, soon, very soon. C3 gears past John. Right on. Love that guy. Yeah. Barry Prince. I'll be in Ottawa. Yeah, there's another one. Jesus Christ, Barry. I'm happy you mentioned it. Barry Prince is making his way to the July 20th rally in Ottawa, okay? So there you go. There's two big hitters. Barry Prince will be speaking at our event, and Doug Force is going to be speaking at our event. Duke Willis is going to be speaking at that event. I'm going to be speaking at that event. So, it's coming together. Geez, I apologize, Barry. I really, really strongly apologize. Because, yeah, it's true. Barry has confirmed he's actually made his flight reservations. He's all booked in. Barry is coming to the July 20th rally and is going to be one of our great speakers. Barry, I just can't wait to shake your hand. I really can't. And Diana Bissett, from what I heard, is it true, Diana? You guys are going to try to carpool and come out from out east? That'd be great. It'd be awesome. Barry's flying in July 17th. He's going to be out here for 10 days. Awesome. So we're going for coffee, buddy. Beer, whatever. I was being a smart ass with that. I'll work on. I know. You are a smart ass, John. John Bourassa, people. Right on, John. Alberta can be the heart of Canada once the pipeline are set and we are oil self-sufficient. That is a big step of making Canada independent. Man, I love you patriots when you comment on my videos because you actually make it interesting. You guys know more than I do, and reading your comments has actually become a really good idea. Are you also live on YouTube? Subscribed but not finding. Yeah, I'm not on YouTube right now. What we do is, I think the way it works is I do the video, then Ryan McLean will put it on the YouTube channel once it's complete. I don't know if he puts it on, how long it takes him to do it, but he puts all the videos on after. So this one will be on there too. But you can share it right from here. Yeah, Chris Gallant, our new guardsman in New Brunswick. Irving down east is paid off by the liberal the liberal cons. What can we do about that? I'll tell you, Chris, again, if we can initiate the referendum, the RIC, the referendum initiated by Canadians, these are all little things that can be addressed, because then you're going to have people, not like necessarily like me and you, but regular citizens that would step up and start running government and doing it the right way, because we could keep tabs on them. It's not like these elitists that have the money and have run away with things and they've gone rogue. This government's gone totally rogue, and there's not much more that we can do about it. We just have to get rid of them. If we could get a guy in like Scheer or Bernier, and I'm undecided on to who I'm supporting at this point. I really like what Scheer said tonight, but I really like what Bernier stands for as well. But if we can get one of those guys to start endorsing the referendum, here's a hint, guys, Scheer or Bernier, the guy that endorses the referendum and that helps implement it will be the prime minister that will go down in history as being the prime minister by the people, for the people. So that's another important thing. Scheer, Bernier, endorse the RIC, and it'll help you get in. Warning, not only will Alberta separate, all of Western Canada is coming with us if we keep getting crapped on. Oh, and we may take the territories with us. Yeah, that's what's going to happen. They're going to separate. What's that going to do? I'm going to make two weak countries. For one thing, the West needs the East needs the West. I know they're mad at each other, but it's like a wedding. There's hard times, there's tough times, but some of these weddings have lasted. My parents were married over 50 years. Hard times, good times, but the fact that they stuck together, they prospered a lot more than if they would have separated. Look at the couples that work through it and stay together. They're the ones with the nice houses and the big garages and what have you. Now, when you separate, everything gets divided in half. So you take a big thing and you break it in half. Now you each got a half of something. You got a whole lot of nothing, because now you just got two halves. So that's what would happen with Canada. Yeah, I don't care what anybody says. If you think that the West would just prosper out of control because they separated from the East, bull. They would struggle. The East would struggle as well. Separation is not the solution. The solution is implementing a government that gives just reward where it's deserved. Not just take from one province and give it all away to the other provinces. There's some provinces that don't have the natural resources that other provinces do. But fact of the matter is, they may have the manpower. That's a resource. The East they could have built refineries in the East if we get a pipeline going out East. Then they become a viable part of the puzzle. So, I don't talk to me about separation. I didn't believe in separation when Quebec wanted to separate. That is not the answer. Separating is, that's like a couple that separates. It's like a child walking away from his dad because he's angry at him. Fact is Canada's a big, beautiful, strong country, and we have resources from coast to coast. It's not all about oil. There's mines, and there's, Sudbury's the nickel capital of the world. We have more nickel and the fact is our nickel is the cleanest, needs less refining than other nickel in other parts of the world. So it's sought after, and who knew that Sudbury was the nickel capital of the entire world, and that was at one time. Now I hear that, we've got competition out there, but fact of the matter is this whole city is still running off of the mines. So, they produce. Just this little town is a big producer. So it's about uniting, sticking together and taking all of these natural resources and marketing them properly, getting industry going again in this country, and not letting foreign influence into our industry. It's about Canadians starting industry by Canadians for Canadians, and then we can prosper. That's my opinion. So Angel says hi. Hey Angel. Angel's our new, I don't know, is it Angel or Angel? That's Dan Unra's new girlfriend. She's a new member. Dan's watching as well. Hey Dan, how's it going? Hey Daniel son, my Patriot bro, and all other Patriot family. Yeah, how's it going, my friend? Dan Unra is our Ontario president, by the way, for C3. Okay. Oh, Lucien Giroux's watching. Hi, how's it? Long time no see. Gina, Skeer and Bernier do not care for what we stand for. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, they're all bad, eh? Gina, you know, they're all four evils. We got to pick the lesser of the four evils just to slow the process down, and hopefully through these protests and these movements, government officials are going to start having to be more responsible towards Canadians for fear of getting thrown out or not reelected, or for fear that they don't get support. I mean, imagine being Trudeau right now, getting booed half of the places he goes to, knowing, don't tell me he doesn't know that we're laughing at him and that we think he's a complete clown and he's the worst Prime Minister Canada's ever had. He sees all this on Facebook, and believe me, it's being reported to him. And as much as he pretends he doesn't care, you'd have to be quite a crass human being not to care. I believe he does care. I believe it bothers him to no end. And that's why he's out trying to buy Facebook and buy the media. And he's out there struggling and grasping at straws because he feels it. He's feeling it slipping. Hey Trudeau, you can feel it. It's slipping. You've lost control, and you will lose this next election. You know, and I hope that we get a minority government in so that, you know, nobody gets to do what Trudeau does, being a dictator. You know, hi Whitney. Whitney's watching. Great things. Well said. Thanks, Chris. So yeah. Maybe we'll get a chance to talk later, Chris. There, I've got to go check on my daughter's got no hot water for some reason. I got to go check that out. Shear's a globalist to the core. Bernier's the only one speaking sense, in my opinion. Yep, Barry. I kind of leaning towards Bernier myself, but I'm not going to put myself out there and start a bunch of discussion. Max will be endorsing blockchain, digital democracy. We the people, RIC. Well. If he endorses that, that's another big push in the right direction, Diana, I'd say. Okay, Canada needs a Trump-style event. Yeah, I'd say. Don't say it couldn't happen. Max is gaining a lot of attention. Yeah, he is. We can all help each other. Yeah. So, anyways, you know, I've pretty well said everything I wanted to say. I've... you know, read all the comments. I kept yous for, 45, over an hour. You gotta be kidding. All right. So anyways, have a good evening, Patriots. Love each other. Stand up for each other. And remember, Canadian Combat Coalition, we are C3 on guard for thee. Have a great evening.